Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Stag Voiceover. My name is Neil Glasgow. In today's video, what I want to talk to you about is some mistakes that you have either already made or hopefully you're at a point where I can help you not make some of these mistakes. So with that in mind, let's get into it. So you're sitting there going, crap, what mistakes have I made? Well, this is probably going to resonate with you. I wanted to make this video because as a few of my students are coming to realise at the moment, and as many of us, and myself included, do on a yearly basis, we realise how much money we've spent and what we've spent it on, and really what has been our ROI, our return on investment. And one of the things that I wanted to, and that I always try and highlight with my students, regardless of what point in their career they start engaging with me, is what you're doing, what your setup is, where you're doing your auditions, all that sort of stuff, and actually tally up how successful those decisions have been. So let me just give you a really good example. What a lot of people do is they get a good enough microphone. They might throw £50 at it, $50 at it, might throw £200-300 or dollars at it and get whatever microphone falls in that scale. And they go, okay, well, I've got a microphone. I'll get some acoustic panels that I've got behind me. They'll jump in a wardrobe. They'll make do with what they have. They'll spend as much as they need to spend on their setup. And whether that's using a free DAW, you might even invest in one that's paid for, like Reaper is. I mean, I think Reaper's about 60 quid or something along those lines. But it's the low-end payments are all your fixed items, the stuff that you actually use to record, okay? Where a lot of people then start spending more and more money is on places like the pay-to-play platforms. So you're talking anywhere from, well, it depends on the platform, anything from £30 a month all the way up to £600-800 a year membership. Some are in the thousands of pounds a year membership, and your whole scramble there is looking at how to recoup those costs. Not make a profit, just get your money back. And bear in mind, this is an annualised cost, okay? So I'm just setting this up for you as a premise. Then what happens is, a year down the line, you are going to have one of two things happen, or maybe one of three. One is, you've smashed it. Everybody loves your voice, your microphone equipment's absolutely fantastic, and yeah, you get paid hand over fist. Jobs are just rolling in from all the investments that you made. Investments, right? Because you're spending your money to make your money. Option two, or the second thing that might happen, is you've made your money back. You spent a fortune at the beginning that potentially you didn't have, just to kind of break even. Hey guys, just a very quick interruption to this video. I'm halfway through editing it, and the channel has just topped over 3,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And I just wanted to give a little thank you, genuine thank you from me to you, for everyone who's been with me from day one to everyone who's new. I never thought this would even get off the ground, me talking at a camera just about voiceover stuff. But it resonates with you guys, and I just wanted to let you know that I genuinely do appreciate you. And I'll stop waffling and let you get back to the video. Honestly, thanks very much. Or the third option is, you didn't break even, you maybe got one or two jobs, and you're actually running at a loss. And that's where quite a lot of people get to. Statistically, that's where most people are going to get to, especially in their first year. I'm not going to say that this continues year on year and it's the same thing, but year one, this happens. Now, what happens when you're in that third run? You're sat there with less money than you started off with. You're resentful about what you've spent. You're questioning the quality of your work. Are you even any good at this? Should you be doing it? Was this a complete waste of time? You're despondent, right? You're not auditioning, you don't have the get up and go for it, you kind of hate it. And it happens. And there's only a limited amount that I can say to you that will make you feel better, which is why I wanted to make this video. Now, for example, you go onto one of these pay-to-play platforms, and let's just say it's Voices, right? For example, Voices are, $500-$600 a year? Do you know what you could get for $500-$600? Get one of these, money to spare. You could get onto 3 or 4 different pay-to-play platforms for the price of one. You can invest in a better sound booth. Say you were to be on that upper tier of Voices or Voice 123 where it's in the thousands. Say you spend $1,200, right, between 2 platforms. Do you know what you could get for $1,200? A booth. A real quality, professional sound booth. You can get your setup significantly better with better equipment, better interfaces, better DAWs than you can just hoping for the best with what will make do as your microphone setup. Okay? So that's an example. The other things that you can look at without spending a fortune at the front end is researching where your region-specific sites, job boards, and networks could be. Thus, again, saving you money. I've said this many, many times. I make more money doing my direct marketing than I do on any of these pay-to-play platforms. I am on them, but I'm in a situation where I can afford to make a loss if I make a loss. And ultimately, I have gone years where I went, I'm not going to use that one, I am going to use that one, I'll invest here, and I'm not going to invest there. Trial and error. But year 1, year 2, if you're not in that situation where you have that disposable income, the psychological element that can bring is really detrimental. And you might not be landing gigs because the $50 mic that you bought in or the $100 mic that you bought in just isn't good enough. Or maybe you didn't train and learn your DAW. Maybe you have no idea how to utilize a noise gate or dynamic split or a vast array of other things. You're using de-essers and de-clickers and de-everything instead of doing the training, the investment, the coaching perhaps that you need to get your mouth etiquette to make sure you're not clicky, you're not got wet noises, and your acting ability needs to be where it is. You could spend that money doing acting classes. You could spend practically no money and join a site like Casting Call Club and do lots and lots and lots and lots of character work and build that up. You could be doing YouTube narration for, let's be honest, cheaper prices, but it's consistent work that builds your repertoire, okay? I'm giving you lots and lots of examples of things you could do. And the reason I'm doing this, and I'm highlighting there's all these other options out there that you could be doing, is if you do go down that negative, for most, path, where you buy the good enough and you absolutely spend a fortune on things that are a wish and a prayer for you to hopefully regain what you've invested, what you've spent, and be successful. It's a really demoralizing bit of the industry. This is a really tough job. It really is. And I've said it before, and I don't make any qualms about it. I busted my backside to get to where I am. And am I rolling in Scrooge McDuck money? No. Are my bills paid and I'm comfortable? Yeah. And I do this and a whole bunch of other stuff. The more that you can do, the better. But if you're spending everything that you need to spend on 1, 2, 3 or 4 things, and then it comes to that renewal season, which a lot of you might be experiencing now, because people tend to, gets to tax season, they pay their bills, they start doing it. What have you got for your effort? And if the answer is not a lot, you're dejected, you're demoralised, you're not that enthused by and large, and you're thinking, what the hell have I done with the last year? Would I have been more successful had I done X and Y? So I want you to think about this video as a little bit of a reality check, a bit of a wake-up call to be like, okay, say you're just getting into this, or you're year 1, or you're year 6, it doesn't matter. Before you reinvest, before you buy, have a real stock take about what you could be doing. where you could be investing your money. Are you doing one class a month? Are you using the best microphone that you can for your voice? I'm not telling anyone to go out and get a TLM. I'm not telling people to go and get a £1,000 microphone. You don't need it. I picked this one up, refurbished, maybe $450, I think it was. You would never know that it was even refurbished. It was perfect. And this is my go-to microphone. I have a few others, depends on what I'm doing. But I found a microphone that works for me. And I would spend that money all day long, every day of the week, rather than spend it on one of these platforms, hoping I could spend that £600, £700, £800 and go on multiple platforms with money to spare, invest in some marketing elements, direct you to them, marketing skills and experience and training that you can get yourself out there. You can hire marketeers for that money to do it for you until you know what you're doing. And I guarantee you get more response directly going to casting agents, casting directors, production houses, marketing agencies, advertising agencies directly than you will going through these pay-to-play platforms. It's just the reality. Is there more direct opportunity on those platforms? Of course there is. But there's also so much more direct competition. You are one of literal millions of people on that platform vying for their attention. And when it's a tiered paid-in system to where you see that job, does that feel like the right way to spend your money? And that's it. That's the video this week. Somber, I realise. But sometimes for these types of videos, you need that. I need that. People do really get dejected. And the conversations I've had this week have been depressing, to say the least. Hence my tone. But if you've liked the video, if you found it helpful, hopefully it does give you a little bit of encouragement, maybe a bit of a refocus, please do drop it a like and subscribe, and please do hit that notification bell. And remember, you can. I promise you, you can be a voiceover artist, and I'll see you in the next video.